Hey guys, so in today's video I'll be showing you how I make my GFXs using Blender and Roblox Studio. And this tutorial will be for complete beginners. You don't need any prior experience with really anything. And everything that I say to get will be linked in the description box below. And all that is needed is just a computer that can run Blender and Roblox Studio, and preferably for the background I use Photopea, but you can use anything to make the background, whether it's Procreate, Photoshop, Photopea, or even CapCut. Honestly, just anything that you're familiar with, particularly familiar with. But if you're not familiar with anything, I will be showing how to use Photopea. So with all that being said, let's get on with the video. Okay, so first what you are going to do is just open up Roblox Studio and you'll see just this page. You probably won't have anything here if you're using it for the first time other than your base starter place. But you're just going to scroll down until you see open a template, and you are going to click on just base plate. And then once it loads, you will right click on this little spawn thing and just delete it because we won't be needing that. So then we'll go to plugins, and plugins that you will need are Load Character by Already Pro and Animation Editor by Rings 2K. Both of these again will be linked in the description, and the animation editor does cost $5 US, but that's like all you need to pay. Everything else is free. The Load Character plugin is free as well. If you want to find a different animation editor, you can, but this is the one I use and it works just fine. So you're just going to click Load Character, and then this is just the creator's username. You can just delete it and insert your own. Make sure Spawn at Origin is selected and then click Spawn R15. You can just exit that and then just drag your character so it's just in the middle here above the ground. And then you're just going to click on this little arrow, and then any 3D clothing that your character has you will need to remove. Okay, so I'm editing Eve here. If you don't see this on the right side of your screen, you just have to go to View and then make sure Explorer and Properties are both turned on, and you'll see this. So if this is what you see, you just have to click Explorer and click Properties and you'll see it. So for me, the core blocks recolor is 3D clothing and the bracelets are 3D clothing. So I'm just gonna go ahead and delete those. I can see that it's 3D clothing because recolor for core blocks is of course one, and then simple bracelet set left is also one. And basically, if you don't remove them, they'll just like reset to their basic R15 positions, and they'll just be kind of like floating there when you import it into Blender. And this is just the easiest way to get rid of them. Once I'm done with that, then I'll just go back to plugins and click Animation Editor, select the rig, and press select. So then here you can just move your character however you want it to be posed. I mean, I have a lot of different poses that I've made for my GFXs, so you can use any of those as reference if you would like to. But I think I'm just gonna like go ahead and just make a basic pose just because, you know, this is a tutorial, so I'm probably never gonna use this GFX. So then once you're done posing your avatar, you can just select your character, go to model and click this little anchor thing, go back to plugins, click on the animation editor, and just press OK. You won't lose it. So then you are just going to right click on your character, export selection, name it whatever you want it to be named, and then just click on anything where you will be able to access it later. So I'm just going to put it to my desktop because it's easy. Then just click save. And then from here you can just exit out Roblox Studio. We will not be needing it anymore. So then now you can see all my stuff is here. Just don't mind what it looks like, it'll be okay. So then we're just going to open Blender, and this time you will need Blender Lightroom. Again, that will be linked in the description, and it will tell you to download it as a Google Drive file. That will be correct. I used it, I downloaded it, it's completely okay. But if it doesn't let you open it, that's because you do need Blender installed in order to open it. So once you are in Lightroom, this is what you should see. Go to File, Import, and then Wavefront OBJ. And then just go to your folder where you saved it, and then make sure you click on the .obj file, because otherwise this will not work. Then just import. And then you can go to this little ball thing up here. This one should be selected, but you will go ahead and select this one, and then that will make it so that you are able to see the colors. So then go to View, Navigation, and then Walk Navigation. And from here, you can just pose your camera to, however you will want it. And then I like to go to this little circle thing over here, drop down menu, double click on back, and then double right click on it, and then press delete. That'll get rid of the weird white line you have at the top. And then you can also go to warm and cold and just change the colors in this little ball thing right here. So for example, I'm just gonna click on warm, go to the ball thing, and then change the color of the light to just match my avatar. So I'll just change it to dark green, copy the hex, and then go to cold, the ball, and then just paste the hex, because I like them to be the same color, of course. Then everything else I can just leave alone. And then go select on your avatar, go to the ball thing, and then this is if you want gloss, okay? So if you don't want gloss, you can just leave it as is, but if you do want gloss, you can make the roughness 0.05, and then the metallic either 0.1, 0.2, or 0.3, whichever one looks best for your avatar. I think I mainly end up using 0.2 most of the time. So then you can just click, and then make sure on render, make sure your render engine is on cycles. And then on the output, just make sure everything is set. The resolution should already be at 1000 by 1000. And then that's all you really need to set here. So then just go to render and render image. And then wait for that to finish rendering. And just note that the rendering could take longer or shorter based on what computer you have. So I just have a MacBook Air. It's a laptop, so it will be a bit slower than a Windows PC would, but it's okay. If you have, a Chromebook or something, it might take a lot longer, but in my case, it's okay. So once it's done, you'll just go to Image, Save, and then click where you want to save it to. And then you can just exit, and then just press Don't Save, so you can open up the same Blender Lightroom later and use it for another GFX. So then I can just delete all this stuff. If you want to keep it, you can. I used to, but it's just a lot of work and you'll probably never use it again. So now you can go off and make your backgrounds however you want to. But for this tutorial, I'll be using Photopea, which you can just search up, download Photopea on Google, and download it from there. That's how I got it. So just go to New Project, make sure it's a 1000 by 1000 canvas. Everything else should be set, and then just name it whatever you want to name it, and then just press create. So then just import your little render that you made. I can just, if you're on MacBook, I can go to Finder, go to the folder I saved it to, and then just drag and drop it. And again, that'll be different for everyone, but that's just how I do it because I have a MacBook. So then go to background and go to this little gradient icon thing, click on the down arrow, and then click on this 4 one. So then you can just pick 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever amount of colors you want, and then just put your main color and this yellow one and this orange one, and then your secondary color and the purple and blue. So I will put for my avatar, I'll just do dark green for the yellow and for the orange. And then in the blue and purple, I'll just be doing black. Click OK. And then you can just drag your mouse, just press and hold from the top left corner to the bottom right corner. Let go. Then click this little icon down here. And then now drag your mouse from the top right to the bottom left. And then go to this little down arrow thing on the opacity slider. Just kind of slide it around until your background looks nice. And I think that looks about fine. It's at 43%, but it's different depending on what colors you use. So then I know there are many different Discord servers you can go to, guilded servers, or you can even make your own assets. I just found mine on the internet, and I mean, sometimes people post things to YouTube or Instagram or anything like that. That's where I got mine. But one Discord server that I know can have good assets is Taze Loves, which is from Taze GFX. She is who taught me how to make GFXs, so praise her. She's a really good YouTuber and she makes amazing high quality GFXs. So a little shout out to her, that'll be in the description as well. So I just have a little folder of all my overlays, and these are kind of hard to post to YouTube just because they can't have transparent backgrounds when you post them to YouTube. So if you do have any specific overlays that you see me use, you can email me and I can send you them through there. My email will also be in the description box below. So basically, I normally just start with whatever I think matches the theme of my GFX first. So I just kind of go with what feels right. So I just kind of drag and drop something in, make sure to fit it to the thing, and then I just kind of like play around with the opacities. And then I'll add this little paint splatter thing. Again, fit it to the canvas. And then, since obviously I don't want pink, right? So this is how you are going to recolor your overlays. So go to this little icon down here again. Go to this brush. And then go to this thing down here and just play around with whatever color you want your background to be. Or whatever you want the new overlay to be. And then just press OK. Right click and then increase the size of your brush all the way. And then just color it in. It's okay if it looks like that now. Okay. And then you're going to right click on that new layer. And then click clipping mask. Right click again. Press merge down. And so then you can just play with the opacity again and your overlay is now green. Or, I mean, not, and your overlay is now whatever color that you chose it to be. So then I will just keep just adding different things. And then for this lightning, I like to go up here and just kind of rotate it and, you know, just see what looks best. I think for this one I like 90. And then, yeah, just keep, you know, just adding overlays. And I mean, this is kind of like a basic background. Some people actually paint and make theirs from scratch, but this is the way I do it, and it looks good to me, honestly. So yeah, just everything you add, just play around with the opacities. And then for the glow, I like to click on my render and then import this border thing, fit it to the screen, and then instead of going to the brush and recoloring it like this, I like to go to my little gradient thing and then just go top left to bottom right like I did for the background, and then clipping mask and merge down that. And so that will be the GFX that I make, and then from there I can just go to File, Export as PNG, and then here you can edit your name again if you want, then just click Save. And then you can just exit it out. Once you exit it out, it will be lost, but that's it. So then I just kind of delete my render, it doesn't really matter. Go to downloads and just find your GFX that you made. I'll just drag it to my desktop. And then that is the final result. So if you have any questions, you can either email me or put them in the comments. I will respond to every single comment. And then again, if you would like any of the overlays that I used here, you can go ahead and email me and ask for the certain ones that you want. Or if you have some that you're wondering if I have, you can also email me, see if I have them. And so yeah, I hope this helped. And again, everything that you will need to download will be linked in the description box below. And again, huge shout out to Taze GFX, because she's the best GFX YouTuber. And when I first wanted a GFX to my profile picture, I bought one from her, and she is what inspired me to get into GFXs in the first place. So I hope this helped, and I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time.